What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about MicroStrategy at the request of Dan. Dan, I'm pretty sure I've already done this request. Not saying that you requested it again. It's on my notebook here. I lost my notebook. My daughter drew on some stuff. I got things confused. I can't remember if I did this one. So if I've already done this request, it's probably been a week or so, right? Let's do it again. And if not, well, then I'm remembering wrong, and it's about time we talk about it. So we're talking about MSTR for Dan. Hit that like button, y'all. Subscribe if you want to see more content. Say hello to Dan in the comments. Make him feel loved and welcome, okay? It's very important. 168.60 right now. We are consolidating, right? We are doing what they call a bull flag, right? And if it's not a bull flag, it's some kind of definitely like bullish consolidation. We moved up. We're flagging out, right? When you break out, boom, up. Maybe it's not a bull flag. Maybe it's a horizontal channel. I know I've brought that up before. Also, a horizontal channel is essentially the same thing as a bull flag, right? It's a neutral phase of consolidation, horizontal, neutral, and it tends to break out to the direction that you came into the pattern with, right? So, generally speaking, and technically the difference is with the bull flag, okay, the way that you'd measure it, you'd go from the low, like the low of the flagpole to the high, right? That's your flagpole. You take this. People do it differently. I do it like this. It's more conservative. I'd rather be excited for prices that I didn't expect than disappointed for prices I did expect. But this is the way that I measure it. You go from the bottom of the move that's sending you up to break out, right? So that'd be like this low here. Some people take it from the breakout of the pattern itself, and then that's the measure move, tomato, tomato. I take it from the bottom. I think that's better personally. But that's if it's a bull flag. If it's not a bull flag, if it's interpreted like a horizontal channel, then the measure move would instead be the low to the high of the channel, and then you would put that measurement at the top of the channel, and that would give you a price of about 392, whereas before the target was somewhere around like 470. So just based off of measure moves and pattern breakouts, 392 to 470 is an area that we can conclude is possible. 392 to 470. We're at 168.60 right now for MicroStrategy from a relative previous all-time high to this low here. 244, 539. That's in that range too, isn't it? I already forgot what the numbers were. I think it was like 470 and 392, if I remember. Is that right? 392 and 470? That's right in the middle of this range, right? The upper limits of this range even, right? You could break right through to your 1414, go up just a little bit above it, and then find resistance there, come back down, something like that. Maybe you go all the way up to your 1618. It's hard to say, but genuinely, guys, the minimum target is 244. We're at 168 right now and 60 cents. 245 essentially. I mean, that's nice. That's great. That's chump change. I think not only are you going to hit 245, you're going to crush it. You're going to demolish it. You're going to see a whole $100 higher is my thoughts. I genuinely do believe you're going to get some kind of move that is symmetrical, very similar to what led us up into this consolidation phase. I think it will when it all plays out. And it doesn't line up with any fibs. It doesn't need to. It's fine. These are just lines. They're not requirements, right? Like, look at where you topped off. Right here. There were no fibs there, right? I mean, you found your support at the fibs, right? Literally right at the 886. It's very bullish stuff. Gives more reason to me, actually, to believe that you're not going to stop at the 1272, but at least see the 141. Like, genuinely speaking, looking at this chart right now, my minimum expected, when I say expected, I mean I expect this at a minimum to happen soon, by the end of the year. 338 or higher, 338, 539, maybe even higher than that. I doubt you see this deep extension at $1,000, but maybe by the end of the cycle, maybe, but higher. Definitely, I don't think you're going to stop at 244, man. I think 340, a whole $100 higher than that should be your minimum expected target, but I'm getting off track here. From a high to a low, repeating myself time and time again, man. I do that more so when I'm had a little bit to drink, but I haven't drank in a while, man. I'm just on I go through phases where I do and I don't drink. I'm in a phase right now where it just doesn't sound good to me, but time will tell. I don't know. We're talking about TA. We're not talking about drinking habits. 168.60. I'm going to get a bunch of comments now about people who either love drinking or who have abandoned drinking and it is the best thing in their life. I'm going to get all kinds of comments like that. Good for you either way, right? Whether you're partying or you're living it up sober, good for you either way. As long as you're happy, That's what I judge people by, man. How happy are you, right? Like, I don't care what you're doing, just how happy are you? Because if you're not happy, you're doing it wrong. Whatever you're doing it wrong. Let's get to the topic, though, man. 168.60, 240 is the minimum target. Lines up with this 1272 pretty well. The 1618 deeper extension doesn't even come to that 1414. It makes sense that on a smaller fib retracement like this, a smaller range, you would see deeper extensions. So with that, we can refine our target a little bit more. Instead of saying at a minimum 338, maybe minimum 366, maybe, right? This zone, this 338, 366 zone, that's pretty close together. That could be where you go. Oftentimes too, in crypto, and this is a crypto related stock, you do go just above your 1414, and that's where you find resistance, and then that's okay. A lot of people look for the 1618 because it's the golden ratio, but nobody pays attention to the 1414, even though we do find a lot of respect on it at very key points across various charts, not just in crypto, but specifically crypto, absolutely. So the 1886, very key fib extension, and you're showing resistance at your 886 now, you're showing support at this 886, of course you could stop at your extended 886, right, your 1886. If you don't stop there, between 338 and 366, perhaps you could go to 476, 604, but I think that will happen. Just maybe not by the end of the year. I don't think that's your next move. I think this to me makes a lot more sense than this, right? So that's my end of the year prediction for MSTR, okay? Something between, at a minimum, I suppose I would say 305 to be completely fair, 305. At a maximum, to be fair again, probably like 400, but with a really refined definition of what my expectation is between 366 and 340. Let's just say 366 and 340 by the end of the year. That's my prediction. That's a very refined prediction, actually, I think. So that I'm kind of excited and curious to see how well that holds up. If it's not by the end of the year, it'll be very early 2025, but that seems right to me. It's going to happen in a very short amount of time, man. It's going to happen soon. We're about to break out. When you get above 185, you're at 168 right now. When you close a month, sorry, we're on a weekly time frame. When you close a week above 185, expect prices above 240 to happen soon, very soon, right? Like if next week we close above 185, by the end of October, we're going to be above 240. It's like that fast, okay? We're going to have, like, just like it was coming up here, right? It took us how long? It took us, I guess, one to start it, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, 9, 10 weeks, I guess, to get to the high. So maybe not a month, maybe 2 months, but still. And we've already moved up a lot, like, right? We've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks in right now. So I don't know, maybe hard to say. All I'm trying to say is, man, we're going to move up a decent bit by the end of the year. I expect it's going to happen fast. By the end of the month of October, if not by the end of the month of November, I would definitely expect we're above 240, and certainly by the end of the year, I think we'll be around 336 to 340, somewhere in that 366 to 340. I'm sorry, with a more broad range around 305 to $400, something like that. If you like the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. Daily RSI looks bullish as hell. Weekly RSI looks ready to go, man, so ready. And I wonder how the monthly looks too. Monthly's bullish as well. So yeah, the price action, everything about this thing just looks phenomenal, guys. I can't wait to see what happens with this next move up. It just looks so clean. It literally looks so. I genuinely, with this kind of look in itself, I almost always expect the 1618 to happen. So like by the end of the year targets, sure, but like by the end of this move targets, I mean, it can go beyond $500. That's all I'm saying. And I think it will. On the monthly, man, this looks more like a bull flag, right? Like that looks a lot. I don't think you're gonna repeat that. I don't. You could. I don't know. That would be crazy, man. Michael Saylor would be the richest person in the world at that point. It'd be nuts. It'd be crazy. Anyways, guys, that's all I got. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Excited for the MSTR people. I hope you guys make a killing and have fun, really, over the next few months. I think you will. Especially, I think over this month of October, I think over the next couple weeks, it's gonna start to get exciting. You'll start to see that light if you don't see it already. By the end of the year, that light's going to be shining in your face, man. It's going to be great. So that's really the end of it for reals. Yeah. Bye-bye.